Hey guys, okay, so in this video I'm going to be sharing with you how I trim my hair. So I am not a professional hairstylist, and this way that I trim my hair is the way that I have majority of my life. This is the way that I like to do my hair. I'm not recommending this for everybody. This is just the way that I do it. So if you guys want to know how I trim my hair or cut it, whatever you want to call it, then go ahead and continue to watch. But I need to let you know that this is not like this is how you should do it. This is just the way that I do it, and I will be explaining the reasons why coming up. Okay, so whenever I usually say this, there is a two-sided debate on this whole idea of cutting hair in the natural hair community. So there are those who cut their hair when it's curly and those who cut their hair while it's straight. So as you guys saw, I recently just straightened my hair, and I am those half of people that choose to only straighten and trim my hair when it's straight. So if that doesn't work for you, then that's cool, but that is what I have been doing majority of my life. So the reasons why I do it this way. So for me, what's more important and has always been important on my hair journey is to cut off the damage. Because if you cut it when it's curly, if you ever straighten your hair, your ends are going to look crazy. I'm just the one that wants to get it done and get it cut, get the ends off, and I'm good to go. That is it. That is just the most important thing to me. So I feel that when you cut it when it's curly, you can't see the ends very well. So I prefer to cut it while it's straight so I can see the split ends, I can see the damage, and I cut it off. I do have a video on my channel how I kind of trim it throughout the year. I will leave that link down below. It's a really easy thing. All I do is a search and destroy method, and I'll always just go back through my hair, and if the curls aren't curling up right, if the curls look limp, I just cut that curl off. It's just cut the end, like I just trim it. Like if it doesn't look as coily curly, I'll probably just cut like one ringlet off, if that makes sense. That's normally what I do throughout the year. But what I do to like trim it is I only cut it when it's straight. So of course it's kind of like, okay, but then what are you going to do when your hair curls back up? Because as you guys know, when curls shrink, they might not shrink the same way that they look when it was straight. So that's what I mean. This is what works for me because of my hair texture. It's not super curly or kinky, so it won't, it's like I have like a type 3 hair. I definitely wouldn't recommend this if you have a type 4 hair. But with my hair, I've been doing it this way for a long time, and I've never really had any issues with it shrinking. But I feel that when you cut it when it's curly, you almost have the same kind of issue, because curls, every single time you wash and do your hair, style your hair, it's going to curl up differently. So for example, if you use different products, your results are going to be different as well. So I find with finding the perfect haircut for curly hair, I feel doesn't even exist. It's just literally impossible the way curly hair works. So yeah, I personally cut my hair when it's straight. You guys know I straighten my hair about 1 to 2 times a year. So I really only trim my hair like a lot, 1 to 2 times a year. So I know that might sound crazy for a lot of people, but that's just what works well for me. And like I said, throughout the year, I'm doing that search and destroy method. So I usually do one of 2 things. I either have my mom cut it for me, just because I go for the straight blunt cut in the back, or I go to a stylist who has been cutting my family's hair for years, and she cuts it while it's straight for me. She cuts it dry. So I always tell her, just cut off the damage, which never is really more than 1 inch. And to be honest, doing this method, you guys can see that like doing it this way, she has told me that I don't have bad ends. So I know that what I'm doing is working for my hair. So yeah, this time around I went ahead and had my mom do it. So I'm going to share with you guys the video of my mom cutting my hair. 1, she is not a hairstylist, and 2, like I said, I prefer the straight across blunt haircut, and that is what I want at the ends, so it's really easy. I don't need a fancy haircut. So my mom always kind of just goes to the ends and just cuts like straight across. And if you guys are wondering what these layers are, well, this is a mixture of things. This is a growing out of the diva cut I had a long time ago. This is kind of what is left over because these layers were all a lot higher. I'm growing them out. And also though, when I do have my hairstylist cut my hair, she kind of just gives me layers to frame my face. So that's kind of what these are. So I do kind of like them because they are longer. But as for the bottom of my hair, the longest layers of my hair that you guys see, I'm working on blunting that out. So that's kind of like what I've been doing for these years with straightening my hair, and I cut it while it's straight. So again, to each their own. I'm going to share with you guys how my mom has cut my hair. Again, she's on a hairstylist, and this is the way that I prefer to cut my hair and the way I have been doing it for years. I've been hesitant to share it with you guys because it isn't a very, it's probably not even recommended by hairstylists, but my hair routine is about cutting the ends off, getting the damage gone, and having healthy hair. So at the end of the day, doing this method is what I'm left with. So that is how I cut my hair. So let's get into the video.
Okay.
Does it look okay?
Mm-hmm. I'd like to cut more, but look and see what's in the trash. Well, you know what? Maybe we're okay there. Because it looks a little thicker. You know how it looks when it's healthier. No, I think we're okay. Go in the bathroom, play around with it, see if you want me to cut it more out.
No, I think as long as it just looks,
yeah.
Like, because you know I like the blunt at the bottom. That's really all I really want. Is it?
Well, we'll keep working on that.